All right, so we just did 2-set VENNs. Now we're going to up it to 3 sets. So 3 sets means there are 3 things that we're taking into consideration. And so we have 3 circles now in our survey. So the big rectangle still represents everybody. That would be everybody in the survey. That would be all people. So it should add up to the exact same number total. And then we're going to have 3 sets. So I'm just going to label this set A, set B, set C. All right, then there are regions to my sets, and I'm going to number them. All right, I think in the ones that I have filled out, I've lettered them, but I'm going to do something a little different in my video. So I'm going to call this region 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then there's this region 8. So there are 8 spots on this Venn diagram. Some of them land in circle A, some of them land in circle B, some of them land in circle C, some of them land in multiple circles. All right, and so that's what I'm going to talk about. First of all, I'm going to talk about this 8 out here, what that 8 represents. And so region 8 doesn't represent people or things, it's region 8. So the areas 1 through 8. So 8 is the area that is not in any circle. Set A, B, or C. Alright, so it's not in set A, not in set B, not in set C. So it's that spot 8 would represent anybody or anything that is not in whatever the 3 sets are. Alright, so set A would represent the regions 1, 2, 3, 4. Set B would be the regions 3, 4, 6, and 7. And then set C would be the regions 2, 3, 5, and 6. And so you'll notice there's overlap, right? And the overlap's sort of the important part. All right, when we go to read these and set these up, that's sort of where you want to start, is in the overlap. All right, you'll notice 3, region 3 right here in this middle wedge, is in all 3 sets, right? 3 represents all 3 sets. And so all 3 sets, meaning in A and B and C, well, there's just that one spot, 3 in the middle. All right, and then there's the groups between the two, right? And so if I'm looking at set A and C, all right, well, what regions do set A and C have in common? Well, set A and C, if you look at the picture, they have this overlap where I've got 2 and 3. And if you look at the sets that I've listed, set A and C share the numbers 2 and 3. So that means they share the regions 2 and 3. So 2 and 3 are the regions that are in A and C. Then we'll look at A and B. Well, A and B again would be the overlap between circle A and circle B. That would be this wedge here. 3 and 4 are in A and B. And if you look at the sets A and B, 3 and 4 are shared by set A and B. If you look at the grouping up here, they share 3 and 4. All right, and then the last and statement would be C and B. So what's shared by C and B? Well, C and B would be this wedge here, which would be 3 and 6, right? And if you look at B, 3 and 6 are shared by A and C. And then you have the onlys. All right, so if I'm only in set A, well, that would be that region 1, right? Region 1 would be only in set A, right? So if I go, I'm only in A, well, that would be region 1. I'm only in B, and then I'll do the only in C. Onlys are nice. If an application asks for only, it means I can only be in that group. So 1 is only in circle A. It's not in B and it's not in C. 5 is only in set C. 7 is only in set B. All right, so only in B was 5. All right, sorry, backwards. 7. C was 5. And that's sort of what we're going to have to do, is we kind of recognize where the regions all are. So if I wanted to be in A or B, well, I would include everything in A. So if I wanted to be A or B, and I'm just going to highlight it. so A or B, well, that would be everything in circle A or everything in circle B. And so in that case, that would be the set 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, and 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, and 7. And so that's sort of what we're going to do. We're going to have to read the diagram and figure out what region am I in. If I wanted to be in set A and B, but not in C. You can read that. So I want to be in A and at the same time in B, but I do not want to be in C. So again, I'm going to highlight that. I'm in A and B, but not in C. So I've got to be in circle A, I've got to be in circle B at the same time, right? So and, meaning in both of them at the same time, but not in C. Well, that's this 4. This 4 is the only spot that shares that common. 4 is it. That's region 4. Region 4 is in circle A at the same time in circle B, but not in circle C. All right, and so again, that's what we're going to be doing with 3-set VENNs. All right, so this is sort of the setup for it, and then I'm going to do the examples. And I'm going to do just, because these take us a little more time, I'll do one example in each video. So I'm going to go through 3 examples, and so the next 3 video lessons are going to be going through applications of 3-set VENNs. All right, so I'm going to stop this here and pick it up in the next video lesson.